Now, perhaps the biggest irony of this year, Olympic gold medalist for China, Eileen Gu, reveals she will be representing the US in the bid for Salt Lake City 2030 or 2034 Winter Games, after just recently competing for Team China. Controversy surrounding her decision to compete for Team China in the 2022 Winter Games as an American-born skier now comes right back to her, as her flip-flop seems to be that she is now going to join the United States as an ambassador of some sort to bid for the next US-held Winter Games. However, it is later revealed that the official committee hasn't decided on what role she will play or what her title is. And this news has angered some nationalists in China for her flip-flop loyalty. In a sit-down with Time 100, Eileen Gu talks about bringing globalism and inspiring young girls through her actions, dodging questions and answering the lack of answering for the geopolitical question about the US and China. Now, when she was asked about her US-China switches, she says messages on her social media inspire her, galvanizes her to be exact, and quote, to break my own boundaries, according to some of the stories she's getting. And I guess if you call a two-faced approach breaking boundaries, well, then everybody ought to be breaking boundaries. Will she compete for Team USA next time around in Salt Lake City or go to Team China if the reward the Chinese government offers is higher? Well, it's unlikely China will hold another Olympic event soon, so now the investment from Eileen Gu seems to come back to the United States, and most people who are not actually mad that Eileen Gu is trying to influence people through her sport, but they're actually mad about what she has done through, I guess, is the manipulation of the supporters of her in both countries to enhance her personal voice, but then at the same time blur her position on it, putting the US-China relationship as one of the chips to gamble on to her advantage. And Eileen Gu really shot to stardom in China by winning 2 gold medals and a silver at this year's Beijing Winter Games, and her success was a soft power coup for Beijing, prompting Chinese leader Xi Jinping to mention her by name at an award ceremony in April. And after attending that award ceremony, Gu flew back to the United States to attend Stanford. And this was all under the context of speaking on behalf of the Chinese government during the 2022 Winter Games, where she attempted to whitewash China's internet firewall on Instagram, saying, quote, anyone can download a VPN, it's literally free on the App Store. Her comment sparked controversy among Chinese and Western viewers, as China does not actually allow VPN usage under normal circumstances, unless you're one of those foreign spokesperson for the Chinese government to start bashing people on Twitter. And not only that, her support for Peng Shuai, the tennis player alleging sexual assault from a former top CCP official, saying, quote, I'm really grateful that Peng Shuai is happy and healthy and out there doing her things again, when in reality she's constantly being watched by the Chinese regime. So these are just 2 of the things that Eileen Gu has done to speak to essentially aid the CCP in propaganda. Now she's ready to leave that behind after her success in China to pursue her other half of her identity, the American side, exploring what America has to offer, I guess. Some say that she is now risking her Chinese fan base by cozying up to the United States. Well, China doesn't actually even allow dual citizenships or dual nationality, and Gu has skirted questions about whether she gave up her US citizenship when she decided in 2019 to compete for China, and she's frequently pledged support for both China and the United States, playing both sides, and cited creating a, quote, shared future of globalism at the Time 100 talk as one of her main goals for competing in the Asian nation. Now I wonder, who else has said that? Well, it happens that Xi Jinping also enjoys his fair share of saying a shared future for humanity. One where I guess the Communist Party of China would lead the global rules instead of the United States. Now, Eileen is of course free to do whatever she thinks is right for her. It's a free country. It is also her decision to play both sides, but will it succeed? And will the US government take that into consideration when deciding whether or not Eileen Gu, what her role is and what it's worth? So that's still to be seen. But it's also not the first time a US athlete has spoken for the Chinese regime. LeBron James famously educated us on not knowing what was happening in Hong Kong during the 2019 protest. James scolded Daryl Morey, then general manager of the Houston Rockets, for publicly supporting the Hong Kong pro-democracy protesters at the height of the 2019 demonstrations. And in October 2019, James told reporters at a press conference that a number of players were traveling in China at the time, and Morey's comments could have endangered them, saying, quote, "I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke. So many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually." This, we don't know, but they know, has been capitalized by the Chinese regime in the fact that the CCP uses elite capture, a form of grabbing influential people to amplify party messages. Elite captured individuals are prone to speaking on behalf of China knowingly or unknowingly, as they may have been conditioned to self-censor or to block all politically motivated or sensitive information from their mouth. And such cases are common too. For example, actor John Cena, a well-paid movie star, had to publicly apologize to China as to something he said that offended the Chinese people. Apparently, while Cena was promoting the new Fast and Furious 9 movie, he said that Taiwan is a country, prompting to anger and outrage from the Chinese audience base. And thus, we have this apology video. Eileen Gu, John Cena, LeBron James are influential people, of course, and they're also being used to promote China's propaganda war on the West, in particular the United States. And thank you so much for watching tonight. This is China Insider. I'm David Zhang. See you next time.